Hello, I'm Dr. Kimberlee Mendoza, and this is another episode of Blue Fire Faith. And today we're going to talk about dwelling in God's presence. And once again, I my shameless plug, but if you have not got my book, this 40-day challenge, all these videos, they all go along with what's in the 40-day challenge. And I'm also writing another book called Matchbook that will also do this 40 days more for adults. This one's more for teens. Not that you couldn't do it as an adult. I have people that have done it as adults. But we really need to get into God's presence. And that's really what all of this is about. That's where I have discovered my life changed once I did that. You know, we go on a lot of fasts and we go on diets and we get self-help books and we do all these things that we think are going to make our lives better. And yet, really at the root of what we need to do, the thing that will actually make a difference is if we just get into God's presence. And so my challenge, because that's what this has been, right? My challenge for you today is to just turn everything off for 20 minutes. I completely dare you to do it. Let there be nothing. Now, of course, the dog will start barking and then the UPS guy will ring the doorbell and, you know, the phone will ring. I mean, that's usually what happens. Because the Bible says we're not fighting against man, but against, you know, principalities and dark forces. And so it's always something's going to try to rock that. But years ago, I dealt with anxiety really bad. And I went to the doctors and the doctor said, well, you really need to spend time away from technology before you go to bed and spend time meditating. Well, I took that as I need to spend time in prayer before I go to bed rather than being on my phone or watching TV or whatever. And I found doing that for an hour every day, the anxiety started going away and I just had an easier time going to sleep. So we need to do that. We need to get into God's presence. My verse for today is Exodus 33:14, and he said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And so when we know that when we're in God's presence, we find peace and rest, and things that were bothering us just don't seem as trivial. I mean, as important anymore. They start to be trivial. Like we just find that peace. My quote for today, sometimes you have to let go and see what happens. And you just don't know what might happen if you just get into God's presence and he has a moment to speak to you. And you don't need to say anything. You just need to focus on him. Maybe put some worship music on that doesn't have any words. It's just music and it's kind of playing in the background. And you're thanking God for what he's done in your life and just really getting into his presence and spending time without anything. I used to do this, what I called a technology fast with my college kids. And I would have them write a narrative journal about the experience afterwards. And almost all of them were like, wow, I didn't realize how little of time I was spending with the Lord. Or they were like, wow, I actually heard like what my mom was trying to say to me. Or we played games or we had fun, for the first time. And people just don't realize how there's so much noise in our lives that we just don't get into God's presence. I have another verse for us, Psalms 91:1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. So really, it's about rest. And if nothing else, this is physically good for you too. It's not just spiritually good for you. It's spiritually, mentally, and physically good for you. Holistically, it will definitely help you. There's something about calming your mind. So that's my challenge for you today. I hope you will try it. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like. That helps us on YouTube get out there. And so I thank you so much for today. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.